Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, it would have been great if this was discussed before we start slapping the table with dominoes.
Talking about this match now for so long.
If I give you change.
Well, I mean, he's a world traveler. I can't catch up with the dude. Like, every time I see him, you taking pictures. Oh, I say, who is that? Where he at?
Tell us about this Michael Jordan party in Greece. That looked incredible. That looked incredible.
See what I'm saying?
When you get the MJ party invite, that's got to be a big moment.
Yeah, honestly, very, very cool moment because obviously, you know, he was the GOAT to my GOAT, which is Kobe Bryant. And to be able to, one, just see him as a normal person.
Yeah.
You know, we all see him for Michael Jordan. But, you know, having that party and being around him, we got to see him in a different light. That wasn't basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It was more so getting down, sitting down, having a conversation, getting be able to, you know, mingle, talk, and leave basketball out the way and just talk like men.
Unless you want to compete, he will.
Nah, that's
his
100%.
attitude changes.
That's 100%.
No, about anything, dude.
100%.
About anything.
That's 100%.
You ain't even got to say it. If you say, "Hey, Mike, I bet you," he just changed.
But that's what makes him so
yes.
great.
Yeah.
He's willing to compete with anything.
Yes.
Bam, no defensive teams last year, man.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
By the way.
What was your reaction to that?
I mean, we had a lot of turmoil and ups and downs throughout the season, so I understand, you know, certain all-star factors. But when it comes to defense, we've had a top 10 defense in the, last 6 years?
Yeah.
So my point is that didn't change.
Right.
Me being on the court and off the court defensively, you can see how the number spikes. So my thing is, what's the criteria at this point? Do y'all just get tired of voting for me at this point? Is it voters fatigue? Because there's no way if we have a top 10 defense
that somebody
else gets over me and their team doesn't make the playoffs or they're last in their conference. Like that, you're just voting for somebody because you're like, oh, well, like he's up and coming. And it's like, I get that, but if it isn't top 10 or better, then how do you technically put them?
He ain't changing the game.
It was weird hearing the whole national narrative on you because you basically had like 2 weird months around the rim where like you just couldn't get bunnies to drop. It was
just
strange.
wouldn't fall.
It wouldn't fall. And then we saw the 3-point element that you added, which you did take the jump like you said you would. So do you feel like I know the season wasn't up to you guys saying, I'm just talking personally. Like, did you feel like it rounded into where you wanted it to, or do you feel like there are things that you want to get better on both ends, I guess, just as it comes to a whole?
I mean, every season I want to be better at something. Obviously, being more consistent from the 3. Everybody's obsessed with this at this point, which is hilarious. But also getting us to a top 5 defense. At that point, I'll be probably considered for first team all defense again, or you know, maybe DPOY. You know, the criteria moves a lot.
Is that the most frustrating thing? Because, you know, other players in the league or people that know basketball can watch and see what you do, or when teams game plan for you defensively and try to get you into other situations that you thinking, everybody else in the league know they got to contend with me and I can't get voted for nothing. Like, why don't you just ask who's voting on this?
And that's why I would much rather, you know, if it was up to me, like I love media votes, but I would also want the player votes.
Because you're playing against them
because
guys.
you're playing against me. And it's a lot of guys that's been in that box before. For me, man, it's just I think it's becoming a political thing at this point. Like now it's more so like who can talk themselves into DPOY or what team is winning right now. So
we ain't gonna mention no name.
What team is winning right now? So we can ride that wave as media. Like like that to me is not. That's not how you pick the DPOY, obviously. But it'll shift at some point. You know, we were number 1 at one point in two or three seasons ago, and nobody really knew because we weren't talked about in the media realm. So it's like when you have things like that happening, it's like you kind of see it from the outside looking in, and having somebody UD now being a part of the media, you hear the other side of it now.
Right. Him and D Wade, that Amazon team.
Yeah, because I used to wonder what the inside of the studios was like when I was like, how do y'all not put me up there? And I'm like, it's not a lot of centers that you can be like, all right, in a playoff game, we're going to start you on Jason Tatum.
Right.
I don't know a lot of people that are going to put their centers on Jason Tatum. That's just my take for things. I don't see a lot of people do it. But then also I can go from guarding Jason Tatum to guarding Nikola Jokic.
Right.
Not a lot of people that versatile.
You think that has to do with just, the last couple years not having the success that you had previously had, even though, like, without defense, it wouldn't even been that close, and they picking off all these players like, oh, they finished top 5 in the conference. We got to put somebody on there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, we're the top 3, so we got to give them something.
Yeah.
And that I think that's unfair for a lot of people because I'm like, if that's the case, you can just give anybody any like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys were the 1 seed. They gave it to Marcus Smart for that year.
Yeah, and then we bite.
I think that's what he was referring to when he was talking about.
Huh? No.
I'm just saying what happened.
Not at all.
I said it. He ain't have nothing to do with it. I said it. We have some guys out there that's out there advertising for awards and whatever, and your play should speak for itself. Simple as that. I'm going to say it.
I think a lot of people, though, they get a lot of awards because they're seen on national television a lot.
Sure.
Which
that's
I get.
Another thing.
That's one thing. So I can't make the national TV just be like, watch us. Like, and then I don't feel like I'm not one of the people like I can't sit and beg the media either. Like that just doesn't feel comfortable to me. Like I shouldn't have to beg for something I feel like I should have won.
Right. I got you.
Or deserve to be on a first defensive team.
You got to do what the other guys do. You know what? I don't even want it no more. That's like, right? What to say? The guys that get voted for the Hall of Fame, I ain't even think. I don't even want it no more. And then all of a sudden they get elected 3 years in a row. Like, yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
man, it's okay.
Yeah. From a team perspective, like Leroy mentioned, not what you guys' standard is. Like, how did you reflect on this whole year? And I guess getting back, because I know how competitive you are. You want to, get to the absolute top of what the organization's standards are. So, how hard was sitting on what last year was, and then I guess what's your excitement about this level and this year?
Man, just mentally it took a toll. For all of us throughout the season. It was just, it feel like you take 3 steps forwards and it's 4 steps back.
Right.
3 steps forward, 4 steps back. And it's like,
right.
And it was just these constant waves of unknown, like energy and waves.
Right.
So, having to deal with that, and obviously we weren't playing the best and trying to figure out. Everybody's individually trying to figure out like what's wrong with them.
Right.
When you got everybody individually trying to figure out what's wrong with them, that's when the bigger problem comes because now they're like, my shot's off, so now they're worrying about their shots, and it's a collective thing. Everything goes together, and I just feel like last season we weren't, all of us, coaches included, we just weren't in a good headspace.
Right.
And coming in this season now, I feel like everybody's. We're in a great headspace, looking to move forward and try to figure this thing out.
How fired up are you to have Norman Powell on the team this year?
Norm is cool. I'm not gonna gas him up too much. Y'all have been asking me a lot of questions about this man. I hope you can hear me, Norm. Not gassing up anybody named Norman. But I feel like he's going to bring, obviously, the scoring. Everybody sees scoring, but just new energy to the team.
Right.
A different energy, different dynamic, and, trying to figure out, how we make this thing work.
Wiggins probably be more comfortable
Yeah.
Like, you got some guys who play some defense.
We got some guys that, they got chips on their shoulder. I feel like a lot of them last year, like Norm, I feel like he should have been an all-star.
Right.
And he wasn't. So I feel like going to the season, he wants to prove he can be that. Mm-hmm. Not to the masses, but to himself. Like sometimes it's about proving yourself right. Me wanting to get back to all-star form, like all defensive teams in the conversation of DPOY, even, edging my name to the point as all NBA. Like that's to prove myself right that I could do it, not to prove anybody else. When Tyler gets healthy, obviously he was an all-star last year. He wants to continue his streak of being all-star.
Right.
And, being one of those go-to guys in the league.
You obviously, though, you don't want to gas up Norm, but you obviously would want to gas up Kel'el Ware.
100%.
Like this. Are you excited to see what year 2 brings for him?
Yeah, I've been hard on him these last couple weeks, 3 weeks, being in the gym together because, I know what tongue twister. I know what potential he has and what he can bring to this team. So he's probably looking at me like I'm crazy now, and low key probably getting annoyed with me, but that's fine. Like I'm okay with that, as long as he understands I'm doing it for the right reason and not just to fucking bother you. I'm doing it for the reason of you can help move this needle of this team.
Did you feel like you handled the Spo call out okay? The Spo doesn't do the media thing in a while. So when he got that, I was like, oh, let's see how. And he had like that big game in the summer. So did you talk to him about that at all, or is that something that you feel like that's coming from a place of just improvement for him?
It wasn't even about the, when all that was happening, and I lead differently. I text him on some just checking in. And I text him and be like, what's up, Kel'el? And he was like, man, I know I got to do better, yada, yada. Like, I know I got to fix it. And I was like, bro, listen, it's not even about that. Like, but, you've been hearing it for 48 hours at this point to where, like, you automatically think whoever is associated with the team is texting you about that.
Right.
No, I'm literally just solely just checking.
What's up?
Yeah.
It's
a total different, it's a total different thing. And that, to me, is how you bank equity with people. That's how you get them to get on the same wavelength as you. When you
ain't piling on.
You're not checking on them when stuff is wrong.
Right.
And it's a whole bunch of chaos. And you're trying to add to the chaos. You're trying to tell them, well, I think you should do this. Nah. You know what you did wrong because our coach wouldn't have said nothing.
Right.
So like the fact that I don't have to say anything about it because I know how you're going to play the next game. It's going to be fired up. It's going to be some middle finger to you, Spo. Like
right.
That, but you like to see games like that from. So for me, man, it's basically like just banking that equity with people on a whole different level than that. Just being able to check in and see how his mental is. Obviously, you're going through a lot, but we can sit down and have a conversation. And it ain't got to be nothing about that.
Right.
We could talk about cats, dogs, rain, snow, whatever you want to talk about. 15 minutes, then we go on about our day.
Right.
Bam Adebayo, appreciate you stopping by, man. Thanks. We're looking forward to a great year, and appreciate when you always give us time.
Yep.